Okay, good afternoon. David Kirsten with Industry Leader back for a special edition today with Maile Collmer and part of the wide angle takeover of Facebook today. I was reading an article that Facebook has these VIPs that they get promoted and everybody else is kind of gets less promotion. So I figure to get level the playing field, we got to do 10 times as many posts to kind of level the playing field. I say that jokingly, but I'm excited to bring you Maile Collmer, who's really one of the top referral networking specialists. And I've kind of struggled with this term because most people don't know what it means, but it's one of the most powerful business marketing techniques that you can use. And it's really how I've built my business and my brand and continue to. Not that I'm doing it the best out there, but combined with some other things, it's really made leaps and bounds for my business. And Maile actually specializes in teaching this, which is incredible. And I remember she was one of the people I met early in BNI, and I just love how she kind of breaks these concepts down so quickly and succinctly. She was did the first training in BNI, and I was like, wow, this woman's amazing, and she knows so many things. So I'm just excited to have her on to talk about some of these things. And I'm grateful for her that she hired me to help her promote a 3-day retreat that she's doing in Vegas in October to really share some of these concepts. So lots to talk about. And I did want to get right to Maile, and just have you tell us first, how are you today? And just tell us about your story, Maile.
Thank you, Dave. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. And I just really appreciate your wholehearted enthusiasm for entrepreneurs and events and being such a great supporter of me personally. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate your friendship. So thank you for having me on today.
Thank you.
I got my my start right out of college. I went right into residential real estate sales. And of course, I had a network of students that I grew up with and had to really learn how to build business and sales. And back when I started, it was before a lot of the technology we have access to today. And it was a lot about cold calling and prospecting and all those hard sales techniques. And for me, it was a little bit intimidating, but it was really great training ground to really build a career off of, is to learn those more challenging techniques to drive business and sales. So, I'm a lifelong learner, and of course, I attend all the conferences. And I was at a conference, and I saw this speaker talk about referrals, and it was a different way of doing business than a lot of the other speakers. I mean, I heard some crazy people, just like the Burnham and Churnham folks, which just turned my stomach, or the baffle them with BS techniques, which also turned my stomach. I wanted to build a business based on my integrity and my relationships, and being someone, I'm a loyal person. So I wanted to have that loyalty I could give as well as receive with my business and with my clients and with my colleagues. So I really took to the referral idea and building relationships as a way of growing your business. So then I just started diving in to learn everything I could about building business that way. And so the referral systems I teach today are what I developed for myself to build my business, and what took me to the top 5% of realtors here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So that's a little of the long but short story.
Beautiful. And just a little background too, when you combine that with your great public speaking and really your business knowledge and a lot of the other skills you have, it's just an incredibly powerful network that you've created and really a model for me and a lot of people here in the East Bay area. And you're actually giving this skill away. Well, not totally. Um, it's not a free retreat, but you're actually offering to teach this to people for a great price and opportunity to work with you in this retreat in Las Vegas. Could you just tell us about that retreat and who it's for and how to sign up for it?
Absolutely. Thank you, David. So at this retreat, so the information that I'm going to be sharing is what really has only my highest paying year-long clients have had access to. And it is my, 7-step proven process to develop business through relationships and referrals. And really, there is something unique, a unique value that you have that makes you relevant and likable to your ideal client. And when we can really articulate what that is and be able to share it in our marketing and our messaging and in how we connect with other people, it creates business easier. It makes business easier and more rewarding. And it allows people to find us based on who we are. So at this retreat, we're going to, of course, be working on mindset coaching. So you have the belief you can do it because as business owners, we always have to feed our positive mindset and put ourselves in that mindset to be able to serve others and believe in ourselves. We're going to create what I call our emotionally charged connection, that compelling message that will immediately connect you with your ideal clients. We're going to talk about who are those ideal clients and why you are a fit for that client. And we're going to customize my proven referral marketing strategy that will bring a steady stream of referred clients for your business. And I'm going to personally help you customize that to you and your business. And then we're going to walk away with a 90-day plan of action for implementation. That's going to be easy and enjoyable to do. And you'll know how you're going to be marketing your business. And so you can finish 2021 strong and launch 2022 with momentum.
Beautiful. And I know we will put the link to the retreat in the comments section, and it's called Leadership URL. So I think really you learn a lot about kind of leading your industry. It really sets you up to lead your industry, setting up a system like this. And I just love, if you read the Eventbrite, it'll give you a lot of that great information. And maybe there's somebody who's new to referral networking and that type of marketing. Could you just give us a little bit of a hint about how to get started with this? And I'm not talking about giving away any of the kind of paid info, but just if you were going to go out there and start networking, referral networking, and I struggle with that, what to call it, because unless you know what it is, it doesn't make any sense. But let's just start with what it is and how to get started. Really, just a quick preview. And I know you've touched on this a little bit, but let's just back up and look at kind of the bigger picture here.
So business through referrals start with relationships. And one of the easiest ways to find great business relationships are through networking. And one of the key concepts to think about is, instead of thinking about who can I talk to who needs my product or service right now, it's about who has access to my ideal client who could send me them by way of referral. So instead of having to direct prospect, I actually get those referrals. So who are those people who have access or have similar clients to you, where you could trade client business, where you could refer each other business? So who else, when they need your product or service, also needs products and services from these other professions. So it's easy to refer those folks back and forth. And it's so when we are networking, we're networking for referral sources and referral partners. So when you go to the chamber or BNI or Provisors or wherever you're networking, or Trustegrity, any of those networking groups, you're looking for those folks that are in your related industry but don't compete with you, and they can be the best referral sources. It's about finding the golden goose versus just the golden egg.
Beautiful. So well put. Exactly what I was looking for. And I think, one unique thing I see here is that it's one thing to use this concept of power partners and referral partners, but it's another thing to teach it. And I think you're one of the few people out there who can actually teach this, which is really the golden goose, so to speak, to have to learn how to create your own golden goose, and to borrow your analogy. So that's what I was very excited to share, because I, for example, have used this system that you teach and some of your mentors, going up to Ivan Meisner teach, but I actually can't really teach other people it, or I'm new at it. And I think to have somebody who can teach it, who I can refer people to, is just a powerful thing, because you can give this thing away and other people can learn how to do it from one of the best. So I did want to ask you about this concept of your why. And I really see with you what makes you such a powerful speaker and business leader is this concept of your why and why you do what you do.
Absolutely. And that's part of what I call your emotionally charged connection, or you'll hear my clients say your ECC for short. And that's that passion for why you do and what makes you unique to provide the value you do, the way that you deliver things in a unique way. So a little bit about me, and my why is I wasn't born a speaker or a great networker. I was actually born shy and introverted. And my mom said I was reading when I was 2 years old. I was a huge bookworm. And it was really hard to get my nose out of a book and actually interact with other people because I was so shy. And one of the ways that I grew out of my shyness, so I will always remember, we actually moved from Hawaii to California when I was a kid, and I had to start in a new school, and I had all those butterflies and knots in my stomach because I was so self-conscious and felt alone, and I felt like just an outsider. I didn't feel connected, and so I decided I needed to do something about that. And one of the ways that I grew out of my shyness was by joining groups and teams. And I actually got really involved in competitive dance, which got me into this performing arts group and I toured all over the US. We even did a little Canada and Europe. And I performed in front of tens of thousands of people, shy little me. And what I found is when I teamed up with other people who had similar goals, similar work ethic, similar, drive, I could go further than I ever could on my own. And it was so much more comfortable to be able to do it together. So when I was in my early 20s, in my sales career, I had this aha that I can build my business team like I did have my dance team and my debate team and all those great groups. And so I just set out to build my own referral team, my own business team, where we could work on our goals together and collaborate on business together. And I knew that together we could accomplish so much more than we can alone. And that's what drives me. And I see so many business owners feeling alone and isolated in their business. And if they could just connect with some of the great people out there who identify with them, who connect with them, who are like-minded and have similar goals, they can achieve those goals and have more support and camaraderie and fun doing it with a team by their side. And so that's why I want to help other people who aren't necessarily natural networkers, but do have a drive and do have a business and do, like to help people, and you can help people as a way of growing your business is what I've found. So that's part of my drive.
Very nice. And I have two more questions here, and just a time check. We have about 8 more minutes,
Sure.
if we need it. And I, I know you do a number of things which I alluded to, but I just wanted to ask about some of the different services and things that you provide for the East Bay business community. I know you're a sought after public speaker. You do a number of these workshops. I don't know if you could tell us some of the other workshops that you offer that maybe a chamber of commerce or business group might want to book you for one of those. And also some of the coaching services that you provide. I know you did a mastermind for a while, but what are the other group and individual coaching services that you provide, and who are those for?
Absolutely. So I do have one of my most popular workshops is called Room Full of Referrals and How to Network for Them. It's based on behavioral styles. And what I found was that when actually one of my mentors, Dawn, taught me that when you understand people even better than your own product or service, you will be unusually successful in business, especially when you're doing business by relationships and referrals. So it's all about identifying yourself and identifying the other behavioral styles and learning how to communicate better, learning how to understand where people are coming from so you can serve them better. And I actually have one coming up soon right here in at the Pleasant Hill Community Center on September 28th. So it's a half-day workshop. And I do offer that one as something that associations and groups can book as well. And I've done it for law firms to build better team cohesiveness and things like that. So I do speak. I've done a number of different things about, really like getting past the gatekeeper for those who work, who are consultants and wanting to get into corporate accounts, lots of different other fun ways to build business through relationships and referrals. So I have a variety of different talks that I do and programs that I can offer. And, as well as what you said, I have retreats, programs, masterminds, and lots of ways to support those business owners here in the community.
Yeah, and I did want to add a little anecdote that one thing I really see about you as unique is as much success as you've had and all the things that you do, you're always willing to do a one-to-one with people who attend a chamber event and maybe they want to know more. So you're so accessible, and you're one of the people I really see out here in the East Bay is what you call a master connector. And I've learned this concept from you. So you really kind of know everyone. It seems like everyone knows you, and that's something that you've created with your strategy, and you can teach other people how to do it. So it's such a beautiful thing that what you've created and what you can also teach. And I did want to ask you, who I know we all kind of get overbooked at some point too. So maybe the meeting will be a month out, but you always extend that invitation. And every one of the events that I've been to where you've spoken at, and I'd love to look at coming to that 28th workshop. I've actually been through a similar program with the Centive. So I know the material, it's just hugely valuable, that room full of referrals. So I do want to put that link in the chat. If you can send me how to register to that, I will put that in the comments. And just wanted to end with who your ideal client is out there, who you're looking to work with. I'm not talking about the retreat. I'm talking more about the coaching services or what, maybe you have something new that you're going to launch. I don't know, but who are you looking for right now to work with?
I always love working with those business professionals who are more of an inclusive leader. So they're not the, bossy folks. They're the people that want to include other people as they lead. They value individual excellence. They are a lifelong learner. They are those people that take action. They're driven, and they're really reliable. That person that you can count on and rely on. So these are business professionals who are, most of them are selling themselves as a service. I work with a lot of professional services folks, and they could be, newer to networking and, want to know how to make it work for their business, or maybe they just left a corporate job or a large firm and are going out on their own for their individual practice or a small practice. Maybe they just love connecting with people and want to be around other connectors. And like me, introverted and driven. And maybe they just joined a networking group and want to work it. They're like, I want a system and a plan and a process and just work it. And of course, newer chamber members exploring networking in that world, getting the word out about their business. So I love working with people who are interested in helping other people, interested, have a passion for their business, and take personal responsibility for being accountable to themselves and to others.
Beautiful. And I did want to just add a little side note. You mentioned Don Lyons, who's really known around the Bay Area as being one of the best networkers in the entire Bay Area. And that's, your mentor. And, then above her actually is Ivan Meisner, who is really known as the godfather of modern networking. And that's really who's taught a lot of, whose influence our BNI network and you and some of your mentors. So really it's an opportunity to learn from the best here. And I think, that's what you're offering in this retreat in Vegas. And I will encourage folks to look at signing up. That I think there's really a huge benefit in this intensive learning experience, and then the opportunity to work with you on an ongoing basis after you develop that initial strategy. So if you want to make one last pitch for that retreat, we can end on that. And thanks so much for coming on, Industry Leader.
Thank you, Dave. We'll see. Hey, if you want to go to an business excuse to go to Vegas, that's another reason to sign up. But really to get that boost, to get that breakthrough. And, things have changed since the pandemic. So let's recalibrate and reset so we can really relaunch our businesses and succeed together.
Well put. Great discussion, Maile, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dave. You're the best.